On the table, Minecraft Wild Animal Pack from Jazwares Series 3. Wait, wasn't there a skeleton horse as well? Oh, there it goes. On the back of the box, all the information that you could possibly muster from all the animals of the wild.
You're not getting any information out of me!
That's right, my bio card is strictly classified.
We have 6 wild animals to pull from this pack. Let's open it up and see how they go. And we have all the animals outside now, thinking they own the place. Which one shall we look at first? Okay, I guess it's the black sheep. Move along, other animals, move along. Black sheep here now, looking at us, quite sheepy. A passive mob animal. Sheeps are normally found wandering around in flocks. They will follow you around if you are holding some tasty wheat. Oh, those sheep. We've seen the Jazwares sheep before though. This is just a black one. The first one we had saw was in white. And if you remember, it had the most awesome action feature, springable feet. It's something you could really do for hours. Hopefully the black sheep here won't get as scarred up as my white sheep did. Lots of scars on there. And there's a little bit of head rotation too. Dare I say, 360. The sheep is a very cute little animal to have in your animal collections of Jazware figures. Thank you much, sheep. Well, what shall we look at next? Well, it looks like the polar bear has decided to be next. I've yet to really see the polar bear in the game. I spend about 99% of my time in creative mode, and I don't think I've seen a polar bear there yet. One of these days I will try and venture out to something a little more dangerous. Nice looking figure though. Jazwares did a good job of making some detail go on. Not only do we see a nice white pixelated bear, but there is some nice shading tan going on as well throughout the bear. Very lifelike. The polar bear is usually a neutral mob. Polar bears are passive as cubs and neutral as adults, but will turn hostile if the player gets too close to their young. Well, that's the old story, isn't it? Anyway, let's see what kind of articulation this bear has. I'm going to venture to say 360 head rotation as well, although you don't see many bears do that in the wild, do you? Be a silly bear. And we've got some cool legs and back legs. If you want your polar bear to attack on its hind legs, simply move the legs forward and place him on his back bumper, thus giving you a somewhat standing attack. It's kind of lazy, it's like he's about to dip himself into a nice warm pool of ice, but will still get the job done. It would have been nice to see a bear cub with this pack, wouldn't it? Alright bear, thanks for stopping by. Alright, what shall we see next? Ah, it's the Ocelot. Bright little yellow cat. Another passive mob. Ocelots are shy and will not attack you. When tamed, they become cats and will follow you around. Ocelots will attack chickens, albeit slowly. So we pretty much have seen this cat before. Nothing too much exciting going on. Probably full 360 head rotation again, something you would surely see a cat actually do. And legs don't do much. There is a little bit of tail movement. And it's a long, sticky tail, something you probably want to be careful with. You would not want to break that. And just to make sure you get confused, here is our original Ocelot. Wow, that is looking closer than I ever thought it would. For some reason, I thought this new one had a much darker coat. And it does. but they're pretty similar. Try keeping these two separated is going to be a little bit difficult. Let's see if there's some numbers on here. Well, I see some larger numbers on this Ocelot, so I guess that's how I'm going to tell the difference if I get in a bind. Would have been nice to see a, say, black Ocelot, though. Okay, kitties, head on out. Okay, next animal, please. Oh boy, everybody stand back. We have a hostile wolf. A hostile wolf constantly growls, has a straight tail, and bright red eyes. We have to be very careful here. Somehow I'm going to have to grab it so I'm able to show off the articulation. Alright, so we've got 360 head rotation again. Looks like most of these animals have that going for them. A little bit of articulation in the legs. Not too much though. And the tail is straight. Looks like it wags back side to side though. Fun. I always thought the tail of the dog looks like a light switch. So that is one mean looking dog. Not as mean as Clarence here. A tamed wolf with a noticeable red collar. This is the first wolf from the first animal pack. And you can see there's some differences in their coats. Slightly. The hostile wolf is a little bit darker and a little more roughed up. But not much more. Oh, and this dog of course has the tail that's up a little higher. So the hostile wolf, one of the cooler figures of this wild animal pack.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I wonder what's next. Oh hey look, it's a bat! Much smaller than some of the other animals we have seen so far. Alright bat, get on the ground so we can see you. There we go. Bats are passive, they hang from the bottom of a block when sleeping, and will fly away when a player approaches. This is a very small figure though, but a fun addition. Looks like we have some wings on hinges, cute little bat face. That's about it. I suppose we can compare the bat to the chicken from the first animal pack in size and scale and importance. Alright you two, move on for the finale please. Oh, that had to hurt. Guys, gotta watch what you're flying into. A tasty treat. Huh, I didn't know polar bears ate bats. Huh, what do you know? Bats eat polar bears. Alright, let's get this final wild animal pack animal out onto the stage. It's the Mooshroom, one of my animal favorites. Passive, Mooshrooms are unique types of cows that seem to have become one with their biomes. Obviously the mushroom biome. I've got a pretty good one going in my creative area. So the Mooshroom cow is a cow that is red with a few mushrooms growing on top. And I think we've even seen this mushroom before as a standalone piece. Probably buried in my bin of Jazwares toys. I'm thinking we have pretty much the same articulation as the cow. 360 head rotation. A little bit of movement on the legs, not too much. No movement on that tail. And those mushrooms look pretty well welded down onto this Mooshroom. You're not popping those things off. Unless you're breaking it. Oh look, there's a mushroom. 5 points to anyone who can tell me which figure that mushroom came with. Must have been what, series 1? Oh look, and here comes a regular cow. I like the regular cow too. This was from the original animal pack. Was that a farm animal pack, I think? Is that what they called it? I can't remember. I always like the cow. So simple and fun. So the Mooshroom is about the same, but a pretty good update in figure land. Thanks for stopping by, cow. You too, Mooshroom. Well, that was a pretty lively group of wild animals. Good to see those guys. Now what happened to that Alex with a skeleton horse pack? Ah, there we go. Alex with skeleton horse. Seemed like a pretty good thing to combine this one with the wild animal pack. It's Animal Day. On the back of the box, a pretty cool image of Alex riding the skeleton horse. A skeleton horse is entirely made out of bones and is not easily tamed. Okay then, let's get these guys out of the package. Okay, outside of the box we have Alex and a bone, some crops, or is that grass? 5 points to someone who can identify that correctly. Looks like some sort of crop. Wheat, sorghum, bananas, and obviously the prize of this pack, the skeleton horse. What a cool looking animal. Move these things out of the way. Skeleton horse looking very skeleton-y. A little bit of green detected in there maybe. Articulation, in the head and neck. Opening and closing jaw, nice. Back to the anatomy of animal legs that I do so well at. Have to be a little careful with those knees. Obviously you saw one pop off. These back ones will do the same. Very similar to the first run of horses. But if you're careful, they'll do well. Look at that, you can see right inside this horse. Right through the center. I love it. Very clever and cool. Look at the rib cage on this thing. Oh, it looks so cool. Very nice skeleton horse. Little tail on the end, even has a little bit of a tail joint there. That is funny. Good looking horse. And of course we have Alex here. Pretty much what we've seen before in Alex. There's probably, who knows, some differences that I'm not going to pay attention to right now. 5 points to anyone who can tell me that. I don't know what's with all these 5 points today. Anyhow, here we go. Alex on the horse. Horse-tacular. Let's bring out a clothed with skin horse. This horse enjoys staying warm, getting snuggled, and a brush down. So they're about the same size, but obviously one has meat and the other doesn't. I always wanted to get a brown horse. I never got a brown horse. It's always this gray horse. Oh, and look at that tail. This horse has a tail on a full hinge. Again with this little tiny hinge tail. That is funny. Always fun these horse toys are. That's a good way to break your legs, horse. There you go. Good pack. Highly recommended. Flawless. Minecraft Wild Animal Pack Series 3 from Jazwares appears on store shelves winter 2017 and runs about $25. And don't forget Alex with Skeleton Horse also out there, running about $12.50 and a few bones. If you like nicely detailed animal mobs with simple performing articulation, Jazwares makes the best. But if you are looking to explode the wool off a sheep, check out Mattel's. And of course, if you need that skeleton horse to ride in the rain, Alex has one that is perfect for you. That's what I have to say about that.
Skeleton squirrels, like the rain, it falls right through them. Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede. Please like, share, subscribe.
Okay, outside of the box we have Alex with a falling down maneuver.